All right, so good evening once again. Thank you for joining at this point. Um, Thank you for joining. I'm just going to go ahead and start. Thank you. All right. Um, Thank you for joining this stream. My name is Dozie, and it's an honor to have you guys around on this particular day. This is the first stream of its kind because we're going to be addressing a lot of issues concerning life as a whole, and we're also going to be addressing, how to navigate those issues. So, if you're just joining, I'll just give you like 30 seconds to a minute to share this link. Let others that are just seeing it, that have not seen this, be able to see it. And also subscribe so that when next I go live, you are going to be able to see it and join in as soon as possible. So I'll just give you some time, like the video so that the YouTube algorithm can, point people towards this video. All right, today we're going to be handling a topic I call life of shit. Life of shit. And so it's going to be a very important one, interactive also, and so you will have to pay close attention as much as possible, because this is a topic that people like to ignore, even if almost everyone goes through it, but we still try to ignore it. So have you ever asked yourself this question, how come everything in my life is so messy? Have you ever taken out time to ask yourself that question? Why does it seem like everything in my life is so messy? I'm trying this, I'm intentional, I'm going through every step I need to go through, but yet it just looks like everything I'm doing, nothing is really working. All right. And the first guess we take as human beings is, oh my God, it's me versus the world. Everything that's happening to me is happening to me because, it's just me. Is there another person that is going through it? And that's why this topic is very important, because not only does treating a topic like this point out the fact that you're not alone in that situation that you're facing. Other people also go through these things. And so there's this kind of support you get emotionally and also physically when you find out that this particular issue that you're going through is not unique to just yourself. All right? It's not unique to just yourself. And so we're going to be handling different areas of this topic today. And I'm very sure that by the end of the topic today, we're going to, have better insights as to what it is we are going through. All right, so we all feel from time to time that life feels very terrible. And so the first thing I want to handle today is what actually makes life feel terrible. Now take note, I didn't say what makes life terrible. All right, please let me know if you can hear me clearly. Just that'll be helpful. What actually makes life feel terrible? All right, there are a couple of things I've written down, and number one is expectations. So a normal human being's life always comes with expectations, and so the constant struggle between expectations and reality is the number one thing that makes life feel very terrible. Oh, at this age, I should be married. By this age, I should have my kids. By this age, I should be living in my own house, not rented, in my own house. And by the time you place these expectations against reality, it's almost like, Where where is where does the balance come in, right? And so the major thing that gets people out of give them that terrible feeling is reality not matching with expectations. All right. And then, of course, the next thing is comparison. Comparison, number one, many people say is a joy killer, it's a joy thief. Comparison, it's something that you can be feeling good on your own, but the moment you start comparing, then you start feeling bad for no reason. And the reason I say for no reason, I'll give you a very good example. Imagine you're in a workplace and your salary is like 500k per month. And from that 500k, you're able to, give your parents some pocket money, hang out once in a while, pay, save up a bit for your rent and still have your normal savings. And that's 500k, right? You've done this for some months and everything looks cool. If they say stand up in church and pray for finances, you're not so pressed to pray because, you're doing well, right? But then out of the blue, you just find out that your colleague, that both of you have the same job description, you do exactly the same thing in the office. You just find out that, they're paying this guy 520. Just that 20k difference already makes you feel bad. Just that 20,000 naira difference. And so you see that you're not feeling bad because the 500k you were getting was not comfortable for you. You're feeling bad now because there is now a comparison between the 500k you're getting and the 520k that this other person is getting. And so comparison is one of those things that makes life feel terrible. And of course, the last one here is repeated setbacks. When bad occurrences in your life becomes a pattern, you've lost 3 jobs in 2 years, failed relationships, you've tried businesses, they're not working, and these patterns keep on repeating. It's almost like, well, are you sure anything is ever going to work for me? All right. So life itself might not be terrible, but the occurrences in life can make your life actually sweet or very terrible, right? So life itself is not terrible, but the occurrences that happen in life is what leads to that. So now let's just quickly discuss why everyone actually has a bad chapter. You must understand, first of all, that bad or that unpleasant situation or that shitty situation that you're in right now, or you may have been in the past, is just a section of the bigger story. It's not the entire story. And everybody you admire, everybody that you look up to, like, I would like to be like this guy, I would like to be like this woman, whatever, whether it's financially or in terms of love or whatever, they also had their bad seasons. And if you take out time to do your research or take out time to talk to these people that you admire so much, you find out that nobody had a smooth journey throughout. All right, you find out that nobody had a smooth journey throughout. And so you look at people, for example, in the Bible, like David, like Joseph. We have finished the story of Joseph. Every time you want to give motivational advice to anybody, Joseph is the perfect guy for that. But on a serious note, like, if you look at the life of Joseph, it didn't just go smooth. This was somebody that went from a rich family and then into slavery. How does that even happen? Where you go from going to give, do you know what it means to have 12 sons and all of you are still very comfortable? And this guy went from a rich family to slavery to being a houseboy to prison. How can he explain? Like, how can you even fathom that? Right? So nobody has a smooth journey. Look at David, for instance. David was anointed king. You know that you're meant to be a king, but you can't even sleep in your own house. Why? Because the current king wants to kill you. And so he kept running around, running around, running around. And so anybody, these are just examples from the Bible that we can all relate with. But even in our world today, people you look up to, they have their own unique battles that they have gone through that makes them shine so much in their current glory state. And so your down moments are not moments that you should despise. All right, let's quickly run because of time. In as much as we have bad seasons, there are actually good things that can come out from your bad seasons. All right, and so we're going to be talking about some things you can build, some things that you can build while you're in your bad seasons. All right, one of them is resilience, and I like to give this example. You will not know that it's possible for you to eat once in a day and be okay until you don't have enough food to eat, and now you have to ration it. You know, if you eat everything today, if you no chop for the next 1 week. All right, so resilience comes in because now you know that you have to survive. And the interesting thing is that your body and your mind can survive a whole lot more than you can even imagine. I remember growing up, and if I'm walking on the streets and then all these beggars, for lack of a better word, they come to beg you and they're like, brother, I beg, I never chop 3 days. And me, I'm looking at you like, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm not eating for 3 days? What are you talking about? Like, growing up, I grew up in an average family, but I don't think I ever missed breakfast, lunch, or dinner, except maybe I slept off and I didn't want to eat or something. But breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I don't think I missed anyone. So I couldn't understand missing any of them, then not eating for a full day, not to talk of 2 days. So when somebody is now walking up to me to tell me, I've not eaten for 3 days, I'm like, sorry, how is that possible? Like, in my head, you're lying, because how? All right, but the mind, your body, is also a very powerful thing. You can build resilience in hard times. Another thing you can build is clarity. You'll be clear about a lot of things when you don't have the luxury of resources. Here's another example. Imagine you had 20K at your disposal, free of charge, you're not using it to do anything, 20K. And a carton of biscuits mixed up, different kinds of biscuits, butter types, crackers, the rest, just a lot of biscuits in one carton, and you're asked to pick biscuits worth 20,000 or less. You find out that you can stay there trying to select the biscuit you want for over 30 minutes. Why? Because you have a lot of resources, so you may not really be clear on what you want to use all that resources for. And so you're always trying to make decisions. There's always decision moments for you, and all of that is always going to be long. But imagine I still give you a carton of biscuits, mixed up everything, but now you have only 500 naira. You know that no matter how long you want to spend trying to decide what you want to eat, you are only living there with a maximum of five biscuits. So you will not waste too much time on it, right? I hope so. I hope so. Anyways, but you can see that sometimes lack of options makes you to be very decisive as to the exact option you need. Clarity. That's exactly what clarity is. All right. So you begin to focus on exactly what matters. You're not now going to be doing, I have this here, I have that there. You will just be focused like, okay, this is what I need, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going for. Why? Because the options are not there a lot. All right. Another thing you can build in your season of lack is empathy. All right. Now, people, the best way to know how difficult it is to walk in a shoe is to walk in the shoe. And so, just like the story I gave about not eating for 3 days, the only way to know how it feels not to eat for 3 days is to be in a position where you can't eat, where you can't eat for 3 days. Right? And so, when I hear people making statements like, there is no reason in this world why somebody should do this. There's no reason in this world. All I say is, instead of you to be making statements like that, just pray that you don't find yourself in a situation where you have to do these things that you despise so much. Because yes, while some things are not excusable, no matter the circumstance, it is easier to overcome some temptations. For instance, if Jesus did not just finish fasting, it would have been a foolish temptation for Satan to come and tempt him to turn stone to bread. Like, what was he going to do with the bread? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So it's better for you to pray that you don't get to the point where these things you despise so much become an option. Right? So empathy is one of the things you can build in your season of lack, because now you understand what it's like to be at the rock bottom. All right. And one more thing I want to mention is character. Definitely, you'll be able to build character in your season of lack, because there's something in engineering we call mineral processing, and it means every mineral you see, most of them come in form of an ore, O-R-E, ore, right? And the only way you can extract what is precious from these ores is through pressure. And by pressure, I mean hammering, that's compressive pressure, and thermal pressure, that's heating. And so life too, sometimes the only way you can build character, right, is by undergoing very terrible situations. We don't pray to go through these things, but if you find yourself in these situations, the best thing you can do is to make the best out of it. All right? So look at Joseph, for instance. What made you think that it was possible for Joseph to go from prison to palace? Do you think it was just because of the interpretation of dreams? I don't think so. And I'll tell you why I don't think so. The prison system all around the world is the most difficult system in any country. No matter how good the country is, the prison system is always very bad. And this prison system is also a system that is used to lack of resources. It's just normal, because most governments say, oh, why will I spend so much money on somebody who has committed all these crimes? Like, I beg, reduce it, they'll be fine. Right? And so you have to understand that when Joseph went from being comfortable in his father's house to being in Potiphar's house, where he was now a houseboy, maintaining the resources in the house, it got to a point where Potiphar said, this guy is too organized, he's too diligent. Let me put him in charge of everything. And unfortunately, Potiphar's wife did what she did, and Baba found himself in prison. And he carried that same mentality from the prison, from Potiphar's house to the prison. And the jailer said, don't worry, be in charge. How can you be a prisoner and you're in charge of the prison? And so Joseph went to prison and basically was doing the job of the jailer while in prison. And so for somebody who is in prison to be able to maintain prison resources to the extent where the jailer leaves the prison for you and say, don't worry, just organize everything, that person is not new to handling and managing resources. And that's why it wasn't difficult for him to manage Egypt's resources to the extent that they were feeding other nations. All right? So whenever you find yourself in situations like this, always try to get the best out of it. You know why? Because those situations are going to pass. But when they pass, what stories are you going to be able to tell from it? What's new? What refined form are you going to be coming out with? All right? Comfort builds convenience, while difficulty builds character. Now, the next section I'm about to talk about is very important, because people say that you can not decide what happens to you, but you can decide how to react to what happened to you. All right? So now what I want to tell you is the things you should not do when you're in your trying season, or when you're in your downtime, or when you're in your messy state, whatever it is. These are the things that you should not do. All right? Number one, don't give up. I'm beginning to sound like a motivational speaker, I know. I get. But don't give up. And the reason you should not give up is because when it passes and you're not there to enjoy the other side, what have you gained, right? Don't give up. There's a popular saying that says, if there's life, there's hope, right? So don't give up. Just keep going, right? Don't give up. Don't give up. I'm begging you. In case you are watching this video and you have planned to end it soon, don't. As long as there's life, there is hope. All right? The next thing is, don't be bitter. Don't be bitter. And bitterness can come up in different ways. It can come up in different forms. Jokes that you used to laugh at before, and the next thing, somebody cracks that joke around you, and your first interpretation is, "Shebi, it's because I don't have money again." Calm down. Don't be bitter. All right? Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter. You know, there's something, while I was going through what I was going to talk about today, instead of being bitter, you can liken that downtime you're in to the cave of Adullam. And whenever we mention the cave of Adullam, we are talking about David, right? When Saul wanted to kill David the first time, David ran away with a couple of people. Now, those people he ran away with, this is now the bigger picture. Those people he ran away with were the same people, when he became king eventually, were the same people that followed him to the palace. And so it's possible for you to make friends in your downtime. You know, the people you meet in your downtime that go through the downtime with you, they could also be good accomplices when you get to your palace, when you get to your great season. You know why? Because those people, they are not new. They are not new to hardship, and probably they are not there because of the good things you have. Why? Because they were there when you had nothing. They were there when things were not good for you. And so there's a high tendency that they will be there even when things are not good. Fast forward, David had a downtime. He was running from Saul. He became king. The same people that were with him when he was running from Saul were the same people who were with him when he became king. Those same people that were with him when he was king were the same people that were with him when he ran away from his son, Absalom. So it's very important that you understand that everybody you meet at every phase of your life has a role to play. But some people are going to stick longer than others, depending on what phase of life they actually met you. You can rewind this video if you have to, if you have to get that, right? And then obviously stop blaming everybody. Don't blame everyone. this is the wrong thing to do in your downtime. Don't blame people, right? Because there are people that may have gone through what you're going through already, right? Blaming everybody around you, you're just going to create enemies for yourself. People are just, maybe not enemies, but people who would not just want to be around you. And isolation is not what you want when you are going through a downtime. So stop blaming people around you. Even if somebody there was part of the reasons why you went down or led you to bankruptcy or whatever, maybe you can focus on just that person, but don't generalize it for everybody, because you will now lose the people that God has positioned strategically around you. All right? And of course, don't try to use distractions to escape. So normally you don't drink. Normally you don't smoke. But now, because you've lost your job, you now want to use drinking and smoking. That relationship did not work. So now you want to turn into a womanizer. Why will I wait all this time? And then you know work. You now want to do everything at once. You don't want to do everything at once. Don't do it. You know why? Look at the story of David. I'm going to finish David today. I'm so sorry. But look at the story of David. Everything that David did during the course of him running away didn't leave him even when he was now king. One of the best evidence of that is, look at Abigail. Sorry. Look at Abigail. The woman... Sorry. Look at Abigail, the woman he married while he was running. The wife of Nabal, right? The woman he married while he was running. After he finished running and he became king, she was still his wife, right? So don't be in your phase of struggles, then you go and add more problems to yourself. When those struggles are over, two things are going to happen. It's either you now start fighting all those things you just say let you do because of the time and season you are in, or you just keep living with it. So what you do in your downtime is also as important as anything else. All right? And of course, don't lose hope. I guess that's self-explanatory. Don't lose hope. You know, there was a part in the Bible that, I can't remember the exact reference, but there's a part in the Bible that talked about, I'm paraphrasing, that a man who does not have hope is totally finished. Like, a man who does not have hope is totally finished. Like, so it's better, like, no matter how, even if you're not even doing anything, just have hope that it's going to be better. Even if you're not doing anything about it, just have hope that it's going to be better. All right? And of course, let's get to a very sensitive part. Now, I've told you what not to do. Now I'm telling you what to do. So, this is how you navigate your messy seasons. Are you ready for this one? I'm not sure you're ready. But number one, the first thing you must do is that you must accept it. I'm not sure you're expecting that, but you must accept it. Because if you don't accept a problem, there's no way you can solve it. If you don't accept a problem, you're not solving it. Just forget about it. If an exam sheet is dropped in front of you, the teacher says, answer all questions. If you sit down in front of that exam sheet and you don't realize that this is an exam sheet, you're not going to answer any question, no matter how smart you are. And so it's important that when you are going through life or difficult phases, you must, whenever you meet a problem, which is your difficult phases or messy stages and all of that, accept that this is a messy stage. Don't try to do the fake it until you make it approach, because you may never make it. Right? Don't try to do that. So here's an example. With the way things were for you before, you used to hang out with your friends every Friday. And then suddenly, maybe your job is shaking or something like that, and it's not really going the way you want it to go, right? And so it's Friday again. Your friends are reaching out to you. Hey, how far? Where would they go? Where would they go? Where would they go? And you're like, instead of you to start saying things like something came up, or I know they're around, all those kind of things, just say it straight. Money no day now. Simple. And if they reach out to you the next Friday, money never still day. You're not going to now, once you give that response, you're not going to try to be explaining yourself too much. And you will not have to change your story. But the moment they reach out to you and say, hey, how far, where would they go? And you now say something like, something came up, maybe next time. They are going to reach out to you again next week Friday. And so you have to come up with another lie. And so you keep faking it, and you never making it. All right? So step one, accept it. You must accept it. Don't try to pretend through the phase, because that pretense will make you not to realize that this problem needs a solution. All right? Next one is you have to focus on the things you can change. Focus on what you can change. So things you can change, focus on what is under your control. For instance, I don't understand why somebody is angry that rain fell. Like, why are you angry that rain fell? No matter what you do, is there any amount of planning you can put in your life? Is there any amount of intentionality you can put in your life that is going to control what the weather does on a particular day? It's not possible. So always focus on what you can control. You can focus on effort. Okay, this is a problem. How much effort do I need to put into this in order to get the solution? You can focus on discipline. All right, now I know that if I'm able to spend less, I'll be able to survive this season. So you stay on it. You're disciplined. Stop eating outside. It's just an example. I'm not saying that that's like solution. But you have to be disciplined to go through these phases, right? You can also focus on your attitude. And so it does not matter what you're going through. If your attitude is not right towards it, they say that every battle you fight, you win or lose it in your head first. So if your head is in the wrong place, it means that you've already lost the battle before it started. All right? Obviously, the next one is that you have to reduce comparison. If comparison is part of the reasons why life feels terrible, it means that in order to make yourself feel better about your downtimes, you have to reduce comparison. You know, our age, I feel like sometimes people say our parents didn't go through all these kind of problems. You're somehow right and you're somehow wrong. I think our parents went through all of this. The problem was that the amount of external pressure they had from people they don't know was very low. You know, social media has done a lot for us and also done a lot to us. I can stay here and know that there's one guy in Lagos that goes for vacation every week. It may be true, it may be false. A lot of things you see online are false. And I will not forget to add this one. A lot of things you see online are true. You know, there are people who actually have that money. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. Like, you see this money they're talking about, they have it. And so But the only difference is, if you're comparing yourself with somebody, it has to be in a positive way. You cannot be comparing yourself, oh God, am I a potato? Okay, you, what are you doing in order not to become that potato that you are talking about? Nothing. All right? So you must reduce comparison. And if you must compare yourself with somebody, let it be realistic. Or even if it's not realistic, maybe you are dreaming big, it's fine. Let your actions be in line with what you are comparing. All right? And of course, you have to keep showing up. You can't drop off halfway and expect to win. If a race is 800 meters, it does not matter how fast you run. If you don't get to the finish line, you do not finish the race. So if you say, oh, all right, this race is 800 meters, I'm going to run very fast to 600 meters and then stop, you did not win the race. Someone who is walking the 800 meters will still be in a position ahead of you because you never finished the race. So don't give up, all right? I always say this: consistency beats motivation anytime, any day. A motivational speaker can come and talk to you and you'll be like, ha, omo, about this my physical state, 30 press-ups every day. You'll be motivated to do it. But if you never do it, you do it day one, day two, you say, let me just do 5. At least press up. And then day 3, you say, 2, no bad, 2. Now 2 hands what I get. So you do 1, 2, and then you leave it. After 60 days, you have nothing to show because consistency always beats motivation. Both of them can work together, but if you must have one, be consistent. I'll say that again. Consistency and motivation can work together, but if you must have one, have consistency. All right? So, I want you to understand that the chapters of life, they can be different. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but it's not going to be bad throughout. And it is definitely not going to be good throughout. So don't see any bad phase you are in as your final bus stop, like, it's okay, this is where it ends. Like, when you're in your bad state, just think about when things were good. Think about when things were okay. Don't just focus and say, why is it like this now? It can be better, right? So don't just focus on this one and say, it's the end, it's okay. Why am I even here? Right? Don't do that. All right? So if your life feels messy now, just know that it's definitely not the end. All right? It could be the beginning of a plot twist. All right. I'm just going to, before I round up, give you one more chance. Please like this video. Share the link to this live stream so that people can watch it when they have the time. Also, subscribe to this channel because when next I go live, you will be notified. So subscribe, turn on the notification bell. And of course, I'm going to be coming up with these topics once a week. For now, it's going to be every Sunday by this time, 8 p.m. And hopefully, if the time ever changes or the day ever changes, I'll let you know in time. All right, especially if you're subscribed. Like next week, for instance, we're going to be talking about beast of burden. All right, I'm not going to go into details yet, but that's an interesting topic you want to listen to. All right. Oh, so of everything you have heard this evening, it's important to know, number one, you're not alone in that phase. Talk to someone. And in the light of talking to someone, I'm going to create an email where you can send in questions to anonymously, and I'll also respond to you anonymously. I mean, I could also create like a a link where you can drop questions. I want to know who submitted and whatever, and I'll respond. You can also drop questions in the comments of this video, not in the live chat, in the comments, because that's when I'll be able to see it after the recording and respond to them. I'll respond to every question. As long as a question, I'll respond to it personally. All right, so feel free to do that. I hope you have been blessed and inspired and encouraged by this podcast. I don't even know what to call it, but I hope you have been blessed, and I'm going to see you by this time next week. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate. I really appreciate. Thank you so much for joining, and have a wonderful night rest. Good night.